Hey guys, welcome to Bolt from the Blue. My name is Sam. I already pulled some cards for you all. First off, we got the Hollow Woods. No, I tell a lie. First off, we got Labradorite. Look at that. Beautiful Labradorite. This is a stone known for enhancing psychic abilities. Lots of goodies. This card says, events unfold and offer you an alternative path. This may offer a more fulfilling way of life and allow you to be the free spirit you are. It's a good time to travel. It's a good time to travel. It's a good time travel. Don't follow a path simply because everyone else does. Stop trying to please others or be dictated to by society. It's okay to say no. Find your own truth and let your authentic self shine. Think for yourself. I choose to follow the path that is right for me. I choose to follow the path that is right for me. No matter how strange it seems to other people, no matter whether anyone has walked this path before. In fact, ideally, they haven't. I love this as a starting energy. Events unfold and offer you an alternative path. This is great because you probably can't imagine what this is right now. Let's talk about what is happening. You're being visited in your sleep, and or you are visiting interesting places in the astral. And I don't mean nasty, nefarious, low vibrational places. I mean, you're being worked on in sacred groves. That's what I've come to call this card, the Sacred Grove. And if it's the first you're hearing of this, don't worry when you see these next two cards, because you're like, Sam, what's happening to me while I am asleep in the Sacred Grove? Well, you're transforming, or rather you're being transformed. When someone changes from a human into a werewolf, they become larger. They gain powers that they didn't have before, right? They gain skills and abilities. They become more in touch with nature, with the moon, with the heavenly bodies. Okay, Sam, so I'm being transformed, perhaps definitely enlarged, but maybe psychic abilities are growing too. I'm becoming different. I'm becoming more. So what? And it's like, well, you're becoming, you maybe don't understand, right? Because you're not conscious while this is happening. You don't know what the end result will be, but you're being made into a giant in terms of like your aura. Your aura is becoming huge. Your, I want to say your visibility. This can be because you're gaining a higher perspective as the giant, or your powers allow you to see further ahead or see more or differently. Yeah, I think for most of you, you'll be seeing differently than most people. I feel like it also squashes timelines with this as well. This transformation. It ensures that you are energetically a different being than you were before. This can be that other things can't influence you in the way that they did before. You're just too big, bold, badass, and powerful after this. The visibility could also be like the way you light up in the spirit realm, your light body. A medium once told me that mediums show up differently in the spirit realm. They're brighter. Their light is bigger, more radiant. Spirits can see that they are a medium, someone that they could have a conversation with, engage with, work with. And this alone is going to create new timelines. Its events are going to unfold as an energetic result and offer you alternative paths that would not have been available to a being less shiny. Got an itchy left ear, so it may be that you are receiving. You are able to hear perhaps what others cannot. Yeah. And some of this may be quite valuable information. All right, to close out, we have from the 78 Tarot Astral deck, we have the Four of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. So attune to these two energies really fast. This Four of Pentacles is the personification of these energies coming in, these events unfolding, like them setting off this cascade of events, opening up these timelines and offering them to you. You can still say no, but you shouldn't. You should say yes, especially if this involves the spirit realm, right? If this is, say, you're being, your light is being turned on as a medium or a shaman or something like that. You will be visible to spirits whether or not you, like this process is in the works, is my feeling. You could shut it down, of course. You have free will, but once you're big and shiny, you're big and shiny, I want to say. So at that point, it's like take the cup, take the timelines, take the fourth cup, right? Don't close off to this. Do you see your body language? Don't close off, don't close down. Stay open, even if what you see is kind of unusual. What you hear is kind of strange or unorthodox, right? Or doesn't make literal sense. Because you are being offered things of value, even if they don't come from energies that you expected them to come from, right? It's like, oh man, I was waiting for an angel, and what I got was a small green rhinoceros Yoda-looking man with a goblet. Don't say no. The timelines he's offering you are wild. Not just for you, like you don't get made, like you don't get your light body built up like this. You don't get invested in by spirit like this unless what you're going to do, your potential, is one to help a much larger collective. to help consciousness large writ in some fashion, to help the world, to improve it, to make it a better place, brighter, bolder, more beautiful, more loving. Eight of Pentacles. Let's talk about this card. So traditionally, Eight of Pentacles is working hard at work worth doing, honing a skill, honing your craft, usually a craftsman, an artisan, an artist. In this case, we have an astronaut tethered to a spaceship, and it looks like they're spray painting these 8 pentacles in space. This deck has a little bit about the card story, because every card is a piece of art done by a different artist. So this is So Ma. And they have written, I love that I was asked to represent the 8 of Pentacles for 78 Tarot Astral this year. It was important that I capture the traditional elements that depicts the craft person's intense concentration on completing the task at hand. A card that symbolizes reward through hard work and persistence, traditionally shown with the town in the background and the crafter completing the 8th pentacle. I chose to depict elements of the traditional card, through the use of space, linking my astronaut to the town, the spaceship, with the focus of the card on the pentacles being crafted using beams of rainbow light. We've had a couple messages about light come through on the channel recently. This could all be purely spiritual in the sense of the spiritual realm, right? Like what we think of, the earthbound stuff, the earthly stuff. But there's also a not insignificant amount of starseed energy here, of otherworldly and ethereal style, high vibrational energies. So what is being offered to you, these timelines, these opportunities, this chain of events, the 4th cup being proffered is not just a gimme, right? It's not like a, here you go, here's a fully built schematic for New Earth, right? Just give this to your leaders. It's not, it's an offer, right? And how do you meet the offering? How do you rise up to it and meet the opportunity to grow, to become more through it? By following your highest excitement into it, by putting in some work, right? Even if some of it is kind of tedious. And may involve you learning the little intricacies of a craft, or starting out doing something highly detailed without really knowing what you're doing, right? Honing it as you go. The only way, that's the thing about a craft, right? You don't just learn from a book and then take a test and it's like you aced it. It's a practice, right? Like if you're making horseshoes, the first few horseshoes you make are probably going to suck. If you're making pancakes, the first pancake is always a disaster. But after a while, you hone the amount of batter, you hone the temperature of the griddle. You hone the amount of oil you put on there. You get your flipping technique down, right? You learn the perfect number of chocolate chips, or the perfect arrangement technique, the perfect method of putting them in there so that the chocolate doesn't get burned and they're nicely melted. I like chocolate chip pancakes. But it's only through iteration, through practice, right? That's the hard part, is the tedium involved in the practice. But don't choose to see it that way. If you can, choose to see it as an adventure in deep space. And remember that you are putting in that effort for way more than just you. It's for a collective that will benefit. You wouldn't be offered this unless you held tremendous potential and value in the eyes of spirit and the eyes of our extra dimensional, higher dimensional, loving, peaceful pals. Yeah, you don't get offered this unless you've already done a lot of work. And whatever you would be doing would be very aligned with your own soul and highest self's missions as well. Like it would be all one thing. Even if you can't see the bigger picture. If you take nothing else away from this reading, remain open-minded. Know that the weird stuff that's happening in your sleep, it's all good. As long as you want to end up this big badass with these spiritual and psychic abilities that lights up in the spirit realm. And that events are going to unfold that offer you an alternative path or alternative paths. And they require you to rise up to them as much as they are being offered down to you. Accept them. The rising up means that you're going on to a higher timeline. And it's one, like, you may want to shy away from this Eight of Pentacles, this working hard at work worth doing. But that's where a lot of the growth will come. And remember, it will be aligned, and you will find it exciting. You will be compelled to do this if you dip your toe in. Yeah. Don't judge it by how you feel as you start to do the task, but judge it by how you feel after you've completed a chunk of it. That sense of accomplishment. Focus on that. How you feel in your heart space as well. Does it make you feel full in the heart space? Do you feel larger, bigger, enlarged, emboldened, and fuller? Does it feel like love is motivating you to do this? That's how you'll know. Love is the motivation. Growth is the result. If it's out of fear or lack, it's worth scrutinizing. All right, guys. Love you so much. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for this work I believe you will do to help us all live a better life in a newer, brighter, shinier earth. If it's your first reading here, what a first reading. My name is Sam. This is Bolt from the Blue. A like and subscribe would be choice, and if you could share this video with your weirdest friend, because they are possibly your most authentic friend, I think they'll get a kick out of this. I'll see you in the next one.